So Speaker's Corner has been taken over by Islamists, and this has been a long time coming. So the most recent incident that has flared this up into public consciousness is that a Christian preacher went to Speaker's Corner wearing a Charlie Hebdo shirt and was stabbed by the Islamists at Speaker's Corner.
Jesus.
Speaker's Corner, the one place in Britain which is guaranteed free speech. There is an act of parliament protecting it specifically for this, because you don't have free speech in the UK. Unless you're in this corner.
And a bunch of Islamo-fascists are now stabbing people there.
Yeah, and this has been a long time coming because I've been to Speaker's Corner on multiple occasions to report on, X, Y, or Z that's going on. And one thing that was interesting to me that I didn't think about and learnt about after going there and talking to the people who go there regularly is that the Islamists have been attending this place for a long time and slowly building up their influence because they know this is an area where they can speak freely. So their Islamist ideology is able to be propagated. But also they are Islamists, so of course they have to bully everyone out of the corner. It is theirs, and they're going to exert their will here. So this is the latest iteration of that, and it's particularly disgusting, of course, because of the circumstances. So the Metropolitan Police are investigating after a Christian preacher was stabbed in Hyde Park in London. The attack, which was captured on video, exhibited the preacher, later identified as 39-year-old Hatun Tash, sorry if I got the name wrong, wearing a t-shirt with a cartoon from Charlie Hebdo before a marked assailant appeared to attack her with a knife.
So they stabbed a woman?
Yeah. Interesting tidbit from this is that she's not just a Christian preacher, she's someone who converted from Islam.
Right, so this could be considered some kind of hate crime then? Because
ex-Muslims.
Yes, ex-Muslims are, of course...
The Christian identity is not good enough.
No, but the ex-Muslim thing is pretty important because what's the punishment for leaving Islam?
I believe it's death, according to Islam. The fastest growing religion of peace.
How is that not hate crime? How is that not hate speech when people demand death for ex-Muslims? Don't know how you could categorize it as anything other than hateful.
Charlie Hebdo, the French magazine known for its satirical images of the Prophet Muhammad, was targeted by jihadists in 2015 in an attack that left 12 people dead, and that tradition is being lived on by the Muslims of Britain, specifically the Islamists at Speaker's Corner. In a statement following the attack, the Metropolitan Police said that they had been called to the assault at Speaker's Corner at 3:34 on Sunday, 25th of July. Now, the reason I specify that as well is because I've watched the video of the attack, and it is strange that it's just in broad daylight. There are crowds around. It's not like there's just her and some guy and he went up and ran off. There's a huge crowd around her having this debate, and he just pulls out a knife and stabs her and then runs off.
I mean, you would think there would be police at Speaker's Corner these days, just on the regular.
Constantly.
Oh, there we go.
Because of the Islamists.
So he just stabbed her in the middle of broad daylight in front of the police.
And they ran off, and my knowledge at this point is they still haven't caught him. They managed to get a hold of the knife afterwards.
Oh, wow.
Good
Brilliant.
job. So the police released a statement saying officers attended and found the 39-year-old woman suffering from a minor injury to her head. She was treated at the scene by LAS before being taken to Central London Hospital. Her injuries are non-life-threatening. Following the search of the area, a knife was recovered nearby, so the guy just threw it away. Officers based in Westminster are working alongside colleagues at the Royal Parks to investigate and identify the person responsible. If you're wondering what the minor injury looks like, let's go to the next image here, which David's been reporting on this, and he had the image there. So as you can see, the lady with the Charlie Hebdo shirt, and then the slash to the face.
Because face covered with blood. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Just modern Britain. Just so you can see that he also mentions there's some footage of Muslims afterwards who were attending there, and I'm going to specify the Islamists at Speaker's Corner who was saying that she had it coming because she was wearing the shirt.
Right. Okay. Well, there we go. State of modern Britain. This is what you get.
Religion of peace. Anyway, so she's given an interview to the Times about this and revealed, of course, the other detail here being that she left Islam, and therefore that adds a new element to it, doesn't it? So Speaker's Corner is anti-Christian, says woman who was stabbed. Hatun Tash told the Times that over the past 2 years, she has been verbally and physically assaulted at Speaker's Corner, which is known for freedom of expression. Not anymore. A fortnight before she was attacked, Tash had begun legal proceedings against Scotland Yard over allegations of false arrest and imprisonment. She claimed she was wrongfully held in December and again in May over clashes with groups of Muslims. the Islamists at Speaker's Corner, no doubt.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. I've been to these. I think the last time I went there and I saw this was when, you remember Martin Zellner was detained, and he and Lauren Southern wanted to interview Tommy Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to film the speech that he wanted to give, because I was like, well, you can't ban a speech. Like, come on. Lenin and Marx came to Speaker's Corner in the past. The idea that this guy is worse than Lenin, like, I'm sure he's bad, but like, what the heck? So I went to go listen to the speech. Wasn't really anything out of the ordinary, but all of the Robinson supporters left, and I hung around just to see what the place was like, and loads of Muslims turned up and were feuding with each other. And I was like, what? And I found out that apparently there was a Shia group and a Sunni group, and they're fighting each other over control of the park. And I was just like, oh, what the so pathetic. Just the absolute state of some of our institutions.
But these are Middle Eastern problems that have been imported to Britain.
Yes. These desert fights have nothing to do with the Hyde Park.
No.
I'm sorry. I don't care who should have been the first caliph after Muhammad.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Debate between Sunni and Shia.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. People don't seem to realise that the debate between Sunni and Shia is an ancient political dispute. It's not theological.
No, it's just, should Ali have been the first caliph after Muhammad?
So unknown, it was someone else. I can't even remember who it was, but like, who cares? Like,
good God.
Honestly,
Anyway.
imagine having a 1400-year schism over this political. Like, imagine if it was about the election of Donald Trump. In 1,000 years' time, you've got, the Democrats and Republicans like actually coming to blows in foreign countries over this. But like, they're mad. But that's Islam for you.
So she says she began preaching in Speaker's Corner in 2013 and said, "In my early days, Speaker's Corner was a much calmer place. Now it is not, and I am regularly attacked by a Muslim mob. We don't live in Pakistan, we don't live in Saudi Arabia. I'm a Christian, and by default, I believe that Muhammad is a false prophet. I should be able to say that in the UK." Presumably she can't, which is why she's having to go to Speaker's Corner to say it, because the police have been arresting people for arguing with Muslims outside of Speaker's Corner, especially in London in the past. We've covered one of those stories in the past as well. And also, you might remember the praying controversy, if you're not in belief that this has been a long time coming. Remember you covered this at the time?
Mm-hmm.
So this is Hyde Park. For foreigners who don't know, it's a park. And therefore, the park rules apply, and the park rules state that you cannot use the area for mass prayers of any group, any religion. Not allowed. So the Islamists, who want to exert their power over this place, decided they would start organising mass prayers here as a show of dominance, to say basically we own it. And the
police allowed it.
The police were informed that's against the park rules by some lady who goes down there regularly. It was like, look, here's the rules. Gave him a piece of paper. Like, there it is. And he just walked off and ignored her. And then she brought it up with the police again, ignored her. And it was only because of people like Majid Nawaz in the mainstream making a big deal about this, and God bless the Majid for doing it, which is that, no, this is what festers the feelings of unequal treatment, and rightfully, because it is
unequal treatment. It's demonstrably.
Yeah.
Like, if that were a group of Christians praying, the police would have moved them.
And afterwards, after the national outcry about this, the police did enforce the rules and say, no, you can't do that because it's against the rules. But why did it take that force?
Yeah. Why did it require an outcry? Why couldn't they have just enforced the rules as they are? I mean, you've probably seen the videos of them arresting Christian street preachers for being homophobic or transphobic or some other...
Islamophobic even.
Or Islamophobic. But this is fine.
I mean, the particularly egregious case was, what was it? It was this black preacher who came from, I think it was West Africa or something. He came here and he's a British citizen now. He was just preaching like, I believe in gods, you should follow the Bible. It was very milquetoast stuff.
Yeah.
But a Muslim guy had walked down the street and begun arguing with him, as religious people do, not a religious person. And as a result, the police turned up and arrested the Christian preacher because the Muslim passerby said he was offended, that he believed in Christianity.
How dare he believe in a different religion to me?
So they picked up the Christian preacher and then drove him some distance away outside of London so he couldn't use his Oyster card to get home, and just dropped him and drove off. He was like, you bastards, like, what are you doing? So he sued them and he got money out of that, which is the right thing to do. Yeah. But that's the absolute state of British policing and also Speaker's Corner by the looks of it. I guess we really are going towards France.